Because you're like, I'm done trying to figure everything out.
And
We're live.
welcome to Live on Two Wheels.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another fantastic episode of Live on Two Wheels, your weekly motorcycle live show here on the internet. How are you doing, guys?
All right, I guess, until people in the chat tell me the audio is not working.
Right.
So we're going to give it a couple seconds, see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys, this is your moment to let us know how messed up things are. And if they are, well, the episode's going to get a little more interesting than we thought.
Okay, Shannon says audio is good so far, which, again, sincerely apologize for last week. I was, as the boys used to always do, coming in hot, but I spent some time making sure we're good. So hopefully we're off on the right foot.
Now Ghost is understanding.
I know.
I
know.
Coming in hot. It's like, guys, coming in hot again. It's like, no, for real, every single time.
And I think maybe what's not clear to some people is like the equipment you used for Live on Two Wheels was like 10 minutes ago filming WBRG or live streaming on that.
Oh, bro, yeah. So we would film and then set the camera up, like move the tripod over, plug the HDMI in, plug the constant power in. It was a shit show. It was because like I'm not gonna, I don't have the funds to like have an entire studio set. You know what I mean? Just for Live on Two Wheels. It'd be great if we were like always in studio and we're just rolling in cash and can dedicate it to that. But that was not the case that we were in. But yeah, we made it work. It was fun.
All right. Iceman says audio's a little low. I'm gonna bump us up a little bit.
Do I need to yell?
So hopefully that'll be better. Hopefully it's not.
I don't think I can yell for an hour and a half. Guys, Patty. Oh my God, the bubbles. Jesus. I don't even do anything. You guys are right. Pat is not in the show this week. I mean, he was barely in the show last week, if we're going to be honest with the internet. But so Pat has been on this huge Honda adventure for the last 6 days. And I guess we're kind of like, we're just going to roll into housekeeping and talk about this, Ghost. But so I think we've talked about it, but recently, like as in a month or so ago, we have been being in more talks with Honda, and they have like a local demo fleet and all this stuff. So it opens up the opportunity for a lot of collaboration with them, which we've never had before. So it's been really cool. We haven't even taken advantage of any loaner bikes yet, just because we didn't expect to get a message from Honda like that. But we went and toured their kind of local offices, and they have this just giant garage space in the back full of brand new bikes, old bikes. It fucking insanity.
Is that up there with the MSF course where they are?
It's a different spot. We thought it was.
Oh,
and then when they sent us the address to go, we're like, it's not blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, that's our course. This is a different place. And I'm like, a different hidden Yamaha Honda place, and it's like tucked in out of nowhere. Really fucking cool. So we go to have that meeting, and then weeks later we get an email that's like, hey, we're doing what's the hashtag of it, Honda Adventure Tour or something like that, Ultimate Adventure Tour or something. So they fly out Pat for the channel and I think 2 or 3 other influencers, and they rode from Seattle to North California, like on adventure on Transalps and Africa Twins. Dude, the photos awesome. Pat is sending is just like, where the fuck are you? What kind of like mystery place have you found yourself in? If you guys follow the Instagram, I've tried to post stories of some of the photos Pat's been sending me, but
tags up here.
Yeah. Go. So I don't know when the last story stuff I post, because that shit goes away in like 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it might not be up there. We'll post more. But yeah, so full circle. Pat today is a travel day for him. He's flying back. I know he's got like 2 flights to get back to Atlanta. So
and we're not sure he's still alive right now.
He texts me, but okay, so he's in California time, and he's never up when I get up in the morning, but I text him because I knew he was on California time and I knew he had a really early flight. And I was like, it was like 6:55 or something. And I text him and I was like, hey, bud, have a good time traveling today. Hold on. I wonder if I can show you guys the video he sent me.
All right, let me know when
Okay.
you're
I
ready.
don't know if this is gonna work out, but give me 1 second.
So while
Okay,
you're,
hold on. I can't.
oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay, say when, and I'll.
Yeah, let me be sharing my screen because I want you guys to just live in the moment that I was in of like, wow, I get a response from Pat. It's like, oh shit. All right, my screen's up now.
Okay, let me. Whoop. So what the heck is that? Can you zoom in on that?
I don't know if I can because I just double clicked in my iMessage. So I text Pat. I'm like, "Hey man, hope the
What is
trip was
that?
fantastic." Because I didn't hear back from him yesterday at all, and I texted him this morning at 6:55. I was like, "Hey dude, hope the trip was good. Safe travels today." He sends me back this.
Walking out to the airplane. Good morning, Eureka,
any audio with that?
California.
There is audio.
Oh,
It's not a ton of audio. Pat's just saying, "Good
Oh.
morning, Eureka, California," and his little plane that he was taking from Eureka, California to somewhere. I don't know, but the sunset looks freaking gorgeous though.
yeah. Or sunrise.
So, oh my god, dude, I did the same thing when I texted him this morning. I said sunset, and he goes, "Yeah, the sunrise looks good." And I was like, "Right, sorry, it's 6:55 in the morning. My brain."
Well, I mean, I guess it's a
you know.
sunset somewhere else, like we all
Yeah,
are.
just I'm in a different time zone. It's no big deal. But yeah, he sent me that first thing this morning. I'm gonna close my screen now. So yeah, he's on travel day today. He'll be back. He'll be back today. Tomorrow's a work day and everything. So I don't know when that video is going to come out. I haven't seen any of the footage yet, but I'm super stoked on it. He looked like he was getting to go to some really really cool spots. So
Yeah.
we'll keep
Well,
you guys updated.
It's really cool to hear that kind of Honda's engaging a little bit more with like the content creators and such.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have another idea or two with some Hondas.
Maybe we have a thing in the works that is definitely going to happen now because I locked a sponsor in for it. So
My goodness,
yay.
what could that
What
be?
does that do? Okay. I don't even know what it does anymore. Yeah, so we got to do that opportunity, and the Honda guys have been really cool. They, we talked with them for like an hour, and they are getting into the process of taking social media seriously, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we talk to these guys a lot about like we tell people the motorcycle industry lags behind every other industry, it seems, and with social media it seems obvious these days, but like with the motorcycle industry lagging behind, it's like some companies are better than others, but some companies are just now starting to take social media seriously. So obviously we, with situations like that, we have to wait until either somebody at the company convinces somebody like, hey, we should start doing stuff with influencers and stuff, or whatever you want to call people that make YouTube videos and social media stuff. So Honda seems to be in that game. They seem to be really interested in stuff. So I'm stoked on, digesting that we have that opportunity and then figuring out how we can use that opportunity to make better content for people. So
Absolutely.
everything takes so long though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, Honda wants to talk with you. Okay, cool. Let me get a trans out. You know what I mean? Like we've
Right.
got so much content planned. It's like if I did that, because Honda would be like totally down. But if I did that, the Transit would be sitting in the garage for months and
Yeah.
not being able to be ridden. So, we have to organize all this kind of stuff. But regardless, the conversation is there with Honda. They're local. They have a fantastic press fleet. We'll definitely be getting more Hondas on the channel moving forward. So I'm stoked on that.
That's kind of surprising to me. I'm glad to hear it because I don't see Honda doing things like demo tours as much as
Oh, yeah.
like
the demo tour. So you're a good like frontline soldier on what
Yeah,
companies are really doing that.
yeah, I try to keep a good tab on what's happening with that, and like the
Mhm.
only one I can remember them doing was the one I went to last year that they did up at Two Wheels of Suches,
Uh-huh.
and I mean it was cool. They had like 7 or 8 gold wings, and it was like, and then the whole sport bikes fleet. It
Coming
was
in strong with gold wings. I
it
love it.
was, and I was like, why are they not doing this like every weekend? But I go to their website and I never see it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I had a few rides on the DCT for the first time, but I was like, yeah, they need to be doing more of this. So I was hopeful that that was kind of a catalyst for them getting out there more. But
Yeah.
Honda
I
always seems
hope
like
so.
Honda always seemed like they're big. They're Honda. They sell like 50 gazillion motorcycles worldwide every day. So it's like, we don't need the extra promotion, but
Yeah, but it's
so
one of those things where like if you don't, so those are always the people that have that mentality. And I'm not saying Honda is, but I'm like stereotypically, it's the companies that are really big in the industry and they have that mentality of like we don't have to worry about that. But what happens is you have the companies that are hungry that go for the new stuff and they get such outsized returns by taking advantage of a certain marketing style early.
mhm,
Um, just like the earlier you get, especially with YouTube and stuff like that, like people going to keep watching YouTube. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's too big at this point. So it's nice to see um, bigger companies like, or not bigger companies because we've had a lot of bigger companies we work with, but like a lot of the other companies that are big in the space that just aren't taking the social media stuff seriously, and now they're like, hey, here's this awesome freaking tour. Like we're gonna go ride for 5 days, from
yeah,
all over the place. And
yeah.
then
That's pretty
obviously have
cool.
loaner bike opportunities. It's a way to make content for us that's really cool because it's situations we don't get to, you know, I can't plan a 5 day trip on Hondas with groups of people and a follow truck and let's go from Seattle to California. You know what I mean? Like I don't got the
Right.
funds to make that happen.
Well,
So it's really cool to see them do that.
well, and this may be getting a little ahead in the show, but like, just with this episode, you going to Yamaha on the MT-09 launch, like Yamaha produces one event
Mm-hmm.
and they invite X number of content creators. Now you've got all this content coming out from all these different channels and different sources, and they've done one
Right.
event and had all this influx of content and marketing.
The press launches make well, so like I don't know what it's like for the like people watching the show, but because I everything's conceptual in my head, and I hope that connects to people. But
We don't want to
like
be in your head though. That's
you don't
scary.
trust. The press launches are so cool though, at least from my perspective, because it's like you've got an OEM representative whose only job in that moment is find a really cool place, get all of the permits to go film, and invite all of these content people, either traditional media or new media like YouTube, and find a place that is going to show off whatever the specific bike is as good as it possibly can, and then fly them out. They don't have to worry about literally anything but making a piece of content and enjoying the vehicle. Like I know for like media, like traditional media, like magazines and people, they did that so they could get their articles written on their bikes and stuff like that. But I mean, magazines are kind of dying out, and YouTube's the new thing that people go to find stuff out. And it just gives us an awesome opportunity to make such cool stuff in places that most of the time have never gone. Got to see redwood trees in this press launch that Yamaha put on, and um, yeah, I mean, the press launches are such a good idea. I wish all OEMs would really understand that. And then every time we put a press launch video out, well, most of the time, the video does really well. You know what I mean? Because we're putting out a video on a vehicle that's hitting the States for the first time, and like all I got to do, bro, my flight's taken care of. The only thing I have to do on a press launch is get myself to and from the airport and make a video. That's literally it. Like that.
Nice.
That's all I have to do. So it allows me to really focus on like what video do I want to make and how do I make it as good as I possibly can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you what, whenever Honda, since they're getting into this stuff now, whenever they do the next Honda Ruckus launch, let me know. I can share my experience with the one I got.
No, you're the you'll be the official you'll be our official Honda Ruckus rep, and we'll send you out to those every one of those events because that way you'll be able to speak to it.
That sounds good. All right. Before we get into the details of the Yamaha one you just went to, why don't we do a little moto photo, see what we got going on?
I think we can do moto photo. I'll get my screen pulled up. We can look at some photos of some motos.
I still need to make a bumper for that. Like find like a little jingle.
I do. I want one to be shown specifically because I was texting him about it earlier, and I told him to get on our Discord and post it. So I really hope it's there. We'll find out.
Oh.
Okay. Oh my God. All right, guys. It's time for Moto Photo. If you guys aren't familiar, we do have a Discord server full of motorcycle enthusiasts, just like you are if you're watching the show. I mean, I imagine. You might just enjoy me and Ghost's banter, but most of you guys probably enjoy motorcycles. If you guys are into Discord, go check it out. Moto Photo is our section where you guys can post photos of your motos, and we do a little shout out on the live show. So, first one, we have a Honda Grom in a smaller crossover.
It's in a Honda Fit. So
yes.
So the little quote there is the Grom fits in a Fit. So it's a Honda in a Honda.
So user mental tilt, which I imagine the car probably had if it hit a strong enough corner. Grom fits in a Fit. So you have Honda and Hondaception here. And honestly, incredibly impressive that a Grom can, like, does that say a lot for the Grom? Or does that say a lot for the Fit? Or both?
Why not both?
This is, por qué no los dos? This is impressive. Okay, so congrats on this guy. My God. Next up, fantastic photo matching literally everything in sight. User DM2602. We've got a CBR 500 or 650.
That's a 500.
500. God damn, that is a good looking bike, my guy. Even got the wheel tape, the wheel reflective tape. Fantastic. Love seeing, dude.
Acro exhaust.
Honda nailed that bike. Can we all just call it what it is?
Yeah. To kind of go back to last week, looking at it more, I like the look of that Honda 500 better than the Ninja.
Yeah, it's not even
sharp.
Kind of close. The lines are so good. Congrats on owning a bike that'll outlive you. Next up, we have hometown favorite Yanto SP back in the mountains again. You lucky son of a bitch.
An MT-09 right there.
So. MT-09, there you go. A little segue to today's content. And a Gixxer 1000, 750, something like that. So that's, I can't see, I think it says 750. Fantastic set of bikes there. We have a Gixxer First Ride coming out tomorrow that is, I'll let you guys wait for that one.
Are you actually wearing gear in that First Ride?
I'm wearing all the gear. The question is the bike, but you guys can watch it. I'm not going to spoil anything. And SportCon 2024.
Yes.
Also, hold on. I want to. Well, no, I can't do it because I can't give a shout out. Anyway, never mind. We'll show another photo. Anyway, that's Moto Photo. Thank you guys for posting. Keep posting. We love seeing y'all's photos.
Of your motos.
Okay. Of your motos. We love the photos of your motos. Keep posting them. Keep writing them.
All right. Cool. And while we're here real quick, just one quick plug for the DGR again that we got coming up on May 19th. So,
May 19th.
Yeah, we've got the OnTwoWheels team out there. There's like 8 of us on the team. So of course you can donate now up until the ride, and then I think even afterwards as well. You know, always supporting a great cause for men's health, prostate cancer research, mental health, and things like that. So
Actually, this is my DGR hat, Ghost. This is
Yeah?
I ordered this hat. I've got a brown vest. It's gonna be sharp. So it's like
yeah,
I'm sharpening the blades over here.
I need to think about my get up because, um, well, because you know the helmet that I have now, and then the bike that I have, I'm kind of not really vintage and classic. It's more like futuristic and whatever.
Side note, I might have you a bike.
Okay, well,
Maybe. We'll
we'll
talk off.
chat. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
the idea was like, to be distinguished, maybe I'll go the other direction and like get like a metallic type of jacket and go for kind of like a Daft Punk look.
I'm always supporting a Daft Punk look. I mean, I'm gonna have my regular Bell, whatever this thing is. Like that's my DGR helmet at this point. I
Yeah.
think. Hold on.
Okay. And you are still
Yeah,
meaning to
so-
share your screen, right? Oh.
Yeah, I've just got my stuff on. So I have the little mustache on the front of it.
Nice.
So this is like the official Chase's DGR helmet. It's not the best helmet. Let's call it what it is. But
Right.
I think it's
Yeah.
fancy. And I love the sparkles. So oh my god. But
Hey,
yeah,
there's
I'll be
Pikachu back there.
Pikachu is back there.
That's
Little
amazing.
Papa Pika over here. Dude,
I'm
there's
gonna Papa
Pokemon
Pika.
everywhere, dude.
So,
There's everywhere. Like it wouldn't be a me thing if I didn't have Pokemon somewhere.
absolutely. All right. So you've got this MT-09 video just kind of rolling in the background. So, and you talked a little bit about press launches that you go to and kind of what it's like in general. But what was it like with Yamaha? Just how do they reach out to you, and how do you just prepare and just go to that?
I just go and show up and see what
I
happens.
know it's like you probably just pack and go, but I mean, it's just the experience of just going to that. It seems
No,
like it'd be
yeah.
pretty cool.
So what you guys are seeing is this is the video content that the media people that Yamaha hire. This is what they delivered to us, and we cut it up and put it in our video or whatever. There's also a ton of photos that we can look through later, but yeah, just with all yeah, it's photos of motos. That's the only photos I know. So the way a press launch happens is basically I literally get an email from a representative of one of the companies, whether it be Yamaha, Ducati, Harley Davidson, what other ones? Triumph we've done Royal Enfield. Whatever the company is, they reach out. They, let you know it's like, hey, we'd like to officially invite you to blah, 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 blah. Please don't talk about this. Please don't tell anybody this. And they give you the details. And if you want to go, you email them. And if you don't want to go, I guess you just don't email them back. If I'm not able to go, I always get one of my guys to go. So that's why you'll see Patrick on press launches. You'll see our California correspondent, Joe Jackson, go.
To the Philippines.
To the Philippines, yeah. Because like traveling is such a rough thing for me to do. Like I know I say this on this show all the time. We've joked about the whole Chase doesn't want to travel process, but like me going out of town, I can't keep up with all of the business stuff that I have to do 24/7, and it gets me so behind. So I really try to pick and choose when I go to a press launch. So I'll do a lot of the Ducati ones. I'll do the Yamaha ones, and if I can, I'll do the Harley ones. But there's only so many I can do. But it's what's one of the cool things about having a team and people you can send out to take advantage of situations like that, because we want to be able to be one of the first people to get people content. Because typically in a couple of years ago, it was like magazine people only is who got to go to these press launches, and they're going to these amazing locations, riding these amazing bikes, and they come back with some photos and they type up an article. And I'm not a reading type of person, and I would never look into those. You know what I mean? So the way we the way we handle press launches, we don't treat it as a review. We very much treat it as we want to do as good of a job as we can with bringing the audience with us through the experience that we're getting to have. And then ideally, you know, later down the road, we'll get the bike in and we'll do a first ride. That'll be our actual review. So we kind of treat them as like, we're getting this really cool opportunity to do stuff. You guys just come along with us and, you know, experience it with us. That's kind of the team goal when it comes to press launches, and that's really how they happen. It's literally just a random ass email. I have no heads up ahead of time, and most of the time it's like, hey, this is happening next month. Do you want to come? So it's not a ton of heads up most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially not with your schedule. Most people would think a month. That's plenty of time to plan and pack, but with your schedule that you have on the videos, it's not as easy, especially if it's a long trip.
Dude, we've gotten multiple times opportunities to go with a 2-week heads up. And I'm like, what? There's no shot. There's like, for me at least, there's no shot I can make that. So, yeah, a month is pretty tight for me. But, you know, I do get it. They're trying to organize so many things. So I totally understand why it, you know, they can't plan these a year and a half out or anything like that.
Yeah. So, like, once you actually get out there on site, I guess, you know, they take care of your flight, whatever, and you land out there in the redwoods, which
yeah.
Isn't that where they filmed Return of the Jedi?
I have no idea, but all I can say is there. Hold on, I might be able to go through my footage, but there is. You guys are just going to see my entire folder structure.
We are. Yeah, your screen's in focus, so be careful.
Yeah, whatever. But this Santa Cruz is where we started.
Where I can't go.
You guys are going to see all the raw stuff, bro. Just look at this road. I somehow clicked on the right one. All right, so I'm just gonna play my raw. Like, this is no color grade, no nothing. This is literally just out of camera. But this area was nuts. Like, we're not even into the point yet, but the trees are the size of like SUVs.
Yeah,
it is absolute insanity. So this is the guy in front of me is a Yamaha, one of the people that works for Yamaha. His name's Stevie. So he's got a 360 Insta360 X4 on the back of this MT-09, and we're doing like little tracking shots where people follow him. I'm gonna pass him in a second. I'm just gonna keep going down this path, bro. Let me tell you, on the level of 0 to 10 sketchy ass roads that Chase has gone down on a press launch, this one is high on the list. Every turn, if you notice, I can't see shit through these turns. I've never gone down this road. And because it's so thick with trees, you'll see in a second, every turn that has shade is wet. I'm not talking damp. I'm talking wet. And it's a blind turn. I'm like, bro, am I supposed to hold pace through this shit? Like, terrifying.
Yeah.
On a bike I've never ridden on. I've been on the bike for like an hour. Yeah, I've been on the bike for an hour. And I'm over here like, okay, cool. How fast is, oh God. Oh,
cut the mustard, buddy.
Yeah. Look how tiny this road is, too.
Yeah. Well,
if a car was coming.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a little bit of that in, you know, your video yesterday, and I was like, those seem narrow. And then it was that scene where I guess it was like that embankment of just like sand or whatever.
I'm coming up to that. Yeah.
For a second, I thought it was like the road that was banked like a racetrack, and I was like, "I'm sorry, what's happening?"
Oh my God, yeah.
But no, that's
but
crazy.
Yeah, look at every turn. Look at all the water in the turn. So it would be bright and it would be drying up a little bit, and it's like, dude, if you fuck up on this road, like, it's not a good day. It's gonna be a real fucking bad time. So I went halfway down the road, and then I got to the point of like, dude, why am I trying to keep pace? I'm just gonna like slow down and just like enjoy. Like, look at the road though.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not trying to go quick down it, what a gorgeous road.
Absolutely. But yeah, you can see just how much shade. I mean, any type of moisture. Any type of moisture is just not going to go away that easily.
Bro, there was only two
Wow.
cars. There's only two cars that came at me here, and both of them. This is not the size road that two cars can fit down. Like if two actual
No.
vehicles were coming to each other, one would have to like pull off a little bit to let the other one pass.
Yeah.
And I had this realization that, dude, I'm going through blind turns. If a car and me are coming around this turn together, it's gonna be tight. So when I realized that, like, I know that sounds stupid that it took that long for me to realize it, but like you're in the moment. You're not like, thinking about all this shit. Yeah, because I mean, it is easy at these press launches to just get lost in the, oh my gosh, I'm in some cool place on a cool bike, and you don't really think about safety, if that makes sense sometimes.
Well, you just kind of get in the zone, I guess. And...
Yeah, you get in the zone, you're just like, oh my god, this is so fun. And up here in a minute, I'm the one clear spot. It's no wind, no trees or anything. And it's a straight shot. You're going to see a Subaru's coming from the other way, and they just start drifting towards me, and I'm like, this is how I get hit? I'm pretty sure it's in this shot. Dude, it's hilarious. You'll see it. You'll see it in a second here. Whenever the trees clear out. Just Subaru dude just looking down at his phone, too. Doesn't pay attention at all that I'm there, and he, like, jerks the car back last second. It's like... is happening, dude?
I mean, but it looks awesome out there, though.
Look at this. So the trees are progressively getting larger and larger. And wait till I get to the end of this road, because, dude, they're the size of an SUV. Like, absolute nuts. But yeah, you just get kind of lost in the, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what happened in my life where I get to get flown out of these really cool locations and get to do this. And one of the fun things I like to do, I don't like to do any research ahead of time, because I feel like I get to just come into this experience and just like let it take me through whatever the experience is going to be.
Yeah, and naturally react to just everything.
Because like if I looked into it, I know everything that I'm about to experience. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's really neat to come into these things being like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what the path is. I know what the bike's on, and my job is to come into this with know what the bike is, know what's new about the bike, and talk through that well. So that's what I look at as, like, if I come into it like that and I present a good video to everybody, I consider that a win. But everything else is just gravy. Like, I just have a good time.
Yeah. Before we get too far ahead, Control Alt Owned had a question for you. Chase, question about the 09. If you owned one, would you keep the Hypersport tires on it or swap them for a more commutable tire?
The tires that are on it are the Battle Axe S23s, and I had the S22s on my MT-10. I love the Battle Axe S23s. I would 100% keep those. They're a fantastic tire. I do know that I heard the Yamaha guy saying that the S23 that comes stock on the MT-09 is special to the MT-09. So that is not if you were to go buy an S23, it would not be the same tire. So I don't know how it's modified, but it is slightly different. But I mean, the type of riding we were doing, I would be doing nothing more than that. So I would keep those. But I haven't really done long mile testing on them, so I don't know how well they hold up long term. But
I
they were
swear that
awesome
looks like a golf cart path. It's not wide at all.
That's how big it is. Look at this. This is a one car size path and blind turns, and you're just going down. I'm like, all right, we'll see what the fuck happens.
Oh man, that's nuts.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
They didn't tell us this road was like this either. They're like, "Yep, we're just going to go all the way down this road, and then there's going to be a parking spot." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. How long is this road, and what kind of roads?" "Oh no, just go." "All right." They're like, "Yeah, you can't turn off it, so you're fine." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I was the first guy, so I had nobody to like pace off of. Which is why when I came into that one turn, it was just like, oh no.
A little hot.
Yeah, this is not where I need to be.
Like Chase, you go set the bar for everyone else. Okay.
Terrible idea, dude.
I have no idea where I'm going.
Terrible idea. Because I will come in hot if I am not like guided at how fast I need to go.
Sure.
Because you're not expecting to do a corkscrew turn out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like you don't expect that kind of thing. So,
did you do all riding in one day, or was it a multi-day thing?
No, it's most of the press launches that I go to are fly. So the fly out day, you'll fly in, you'll get there, you'll typically do a dinner with the team, like the Yamaha team or whatever, whatever the OEM is. Mm-hmm. And right before dinner, you'll go through like a slide presentation of what the bike is, why they did what they did on the bike, and everything that's new about it. So that's normally your time to really figure out what you're interested in. Everything, this is how I run everything, but what are you interested in? How do you want to present that? How do you want to position your video throughout the entire day and all that? So that's kind of the first night. And then the next morning you wake up, go downstairs, have some coffee or breakfast at the hotel, and then you guys are off, for the rest of the day.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this road was nuts, dude. Absolute fucking lunacy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, how long were you out riding though? I mean, is that just an all day thing though? Pretty much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I think this is where the Subaru.
Okay.
Wait, yeah. Look at this. In my lane, in front of me, swerves. Dude, absolutely. I just want everybody to understand.
Yeah.
The Subaru.
Run that back.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's all watch. Everybody watch the Subaru.
Oh.
So. This person at this point is like look at that. I could not exactly. That is tighter than the Panigale trying to get beside a taxi right there. There's no shot I would have made that. Look how much space is on this side. And then last second, dude just yanks it to the side.
That's what.
Well, yes. Anyway.
That is nuts, man. Oh, yeah, and I can just see your reaction right here.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the other side of the road too. Fuck it.
If I'm going to die, I'm going to get a good
Yeah, I'm going to die. I'm going to go off the damn hill. Thank God I had my Alpine Stars Take Care 5 on for safety.
Which that video came out today on the Chase on Two Wheels channel.
It did. I filmed them both while I was there. I did find out that, so I had this genius idea, as I always do, that it's like, dude, the timing's working out. I'm going out to this MT-09 press launch. It's going to be gorgeous. I'll do the review of the Tech Air 5 out there, and it'll be totally new thing. And in retrospect, I've realized that I don't think that was a good idea because press launches are so, not chaotic, but like it's a lot. Like you have one day.
Well, it's probably a tight schedule.
It's a very tight schedule. So to kind of like circle back around to what you were asking about, like how long it is, we met the team in the morning at 7:30. I normally get down there a little early because I want to film all the bikes before anybody gets there. I just want all my shots to have like no people in them if possible. Mm-hmm. So my day was like get down there at 6:30 and do my intro before anybody's out there, do my B-roll of all the bikes lined up. Yamaha always does a cool, like they line every bike up and they do it like perfectly and they got all the wheels positioned perfectly. But I get down there, shoot all my B-roll. So all the other journalists start getting down to about 7:30. Everybody eats, has coffee. We're on the bikes by 8. And the press launch got back at 5:30. But Yamaha let me and Ebe kind of just, when we were in the Redwoods, they were like, do y'all just want to go do your own thing? Because we're just going to head back to the hotel. So they let us just fuck off and do whatever we wanted to do. So if you watch 650 Ebe's video and my video, we kind of just went off on our own and finished up. And the only stipulation we had when they left us was meet in the hotel lobby at 7:15 because we're going to go have dinner. So from like, I guess that would have been like 4:00. They started heading back until 7:10 or 7:15 or whatever. We were just on. So
Yeah.
It's like a 13-hour day, not including the lunch stop, but it's not too bad because there were 3 photo spots. So you stop and, the photo team, everybody sits in one spot and they will make you go down a path and they take all the photo and video. So you have some breaks. But I mean, if you ride, it's a good day. It's a good day of riding, with a couple breaks. It's more breaks than if I was going to take a group of guys riding, I would ride more than that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but it's super fun for the people that don't ride a ton or don't really like touring where you're going to be riding all day. I think it's a good mix of ride a little bit, do photo video spot, ride a little bit, do photo video spot. But yeah, Yamaha does a fantastic event though.
Yeah, during that time, like maybe you're waiting for your turn to go on one of those video runs or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
are you talking with the Yamaha guys, or is it just the other content creators and such? Or like,
it really depends on the OEM. Like the Yamaha guys, it's always the same guys at the Yamaha event, so you get like a relationship with them. So the Yamaha guys are just chit chatting and cutting the shit with everybody. You know what I mean? Like there's always one of them with a walkie-talkie on one end and another with a walkie-talkie on the other end, where it's like, all right, so and so coming through type thing, and they organize it that way. But in the middle of those runs, we're all just sitting around like chilling and like taking photos of the bikes or talking amongst each other. But it's always a fun time. It's relaxed. There's other ones where they run very tight. Like you don't have any downtime. Those are, I don't want to say less fun, but it's just a little more stressful than I would prefer it to be.
Sure.
But that's one of the good things about if you have a system in place and you know what you got to do, you just accomplish the mission and make sure all your check boxes are marked type thing.
Yeah.
So you just have to come in a little more prepared on those. Yamaha runs a tight ship. We always put a lot of miles on these bikes at press launches, and Yamaha's media team is fucking great. They hire such good guys. So I never have to worry on my end of is the footage going to be good, or are we going to get good photos to make a good thumbnail? It's carefree. I know for a fact. You guys were seeing the content the Yamaha team got. The media people that they always have out, fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Also, these trees, fucking look at this.
And the trees is pretty awesome.
I'm still going down this road. We've done all this talking. I am still on this road.
You have no idea where you are at this point, do you?
Fucking no idea, dude. No idea at all. I don't know the zip code, the town. I don't know nothing.
Nice. All right, couple other questions for you in the chat. How many people there were YouTubers? And then, would you trade your MT-10 for this MT-09?
For this press launch, for the Yamaha press launches, there's typically 3 YouTubers generally. There's TFL Bike, there's Ebe, and there's me. Sometimes there's others, but those are the ones I always see for this event on my day, because they'll have multiple days. So I was out there, our ride day I think was Tuesday, and they had another group of media coming in for the same ride on Wednesday.
I think the TFL magazine guys, or
sometimes they do like that. They didn't do that this time. TFL Bike came out the day after, so me and Ebe I think were the only YouTube people. Everybody else had a magazine that they were associated with or a website. We were the only 2, I think, that just did YouTube, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, though. But there's about 8 people a day, media people a day. And then there are 4 Yamaha riders in the group with us throughout the ride.
Yeah.
The question of would I trade my MT-10 for the MT-09? Probably not. The MT-09 is a much more agile and flicky motorcycle, and the MT-10, while it has a shorter wheelbase and it's very easy to turn in, it's a little slower and a little more methodical, and I like that. I think I just like bigger bikes in general, at least at this point in my riding career.
Same.
Yeah, there was a couple turns, dude. Seriously, I was about to say, am I just gonna show my lock screen real quick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, they know.
Yeah.
I'll just put this stuff back on. Oh, this is the 360 shot that Yamaha sent. But yeah. So the MT-09, there was a couple turns, especially later in the day. Once I started getting like a feel for the bike, we would be in a turn. I'd be coming in quick, doing my thing, and I'd be leaning over the turn. I was like, can I? And I would just give it a little more side, and the bike would just fall in even more. So that's one of the things I was talking about where Yamaha just does such a good event. That is a really tight road. I don't know if I would have wanted to do that road on my MT-10. The MT-09 was a fantastic bike to be on that road with because it just so effortlessly falls to the side. And the unfortunate thing with the event is we're spending a lot of time riding in a group the whole day, and I don't even get really comfortable with the bike until the end of the day. Yeah. So, it takes time for you to really get an idea for how the throttle is. Like, these pro riders can do it like that. I am not that person. But I do want to show you guys the later in the day, because I filmed the Alpine Stars Take Care of 5 video later in the day. And bro, the lift control on the MT-09 is dumb. Hold on, I'm gonna say this before we.
Dumb good or dumb bad?
Hold on, I just didn't want to show specific things.
Oh, do I need to?
No, we're good. We're good. Okay. So this is later in the day. Just let me set the scene real quick. So Yamaha leaves me and Eve in the Redwoods, right? And they're like, "Cool, we're gonna head back to the hotel. You guys be back here in like 2.5, 3 hours." And we were like, "Bet, no problem." We go off and do our whole thing. I have no reception, so I have to follow Ebe because he has reception. We finally, God damn it, that noise. Control Alt owned member for 14 months. When are you going to show us the video of the adjustable seat on the Can-Am? Fuck you. Okay, so this is at the end of the day. It's like probably 6:30 right now. And me and Ebe have gone highway all the way into whatever the hell town we're in. And at this point in the day, I'm like, you know what? Bike's in sport mode. I'm really understanding where the throttle is and how the bike wants to be ridden. So we get to this town area, and I'm like, you know what? The bike's got lift control. I've made sure the settings are what they need to be. Let's see what's up. So a car was coming, so you can't be doing craziness. But and I've said this before, Yamaha has somehow nailed lift control to where I just want people to understand I'm not good at wheeling. I can wheelie my MT-10 a little bit, but when it comes to
that
like bikes like the MT-09,
was all lift control.
Yeah, I'm just telling Eve that it's all lift control. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it one more time. I think when this light turns green, I do it again. And I just want to explain this because it's so magical. All right, so you just need to know where in first gear you're going to bring it up. You are literally finding right before the power just really punches you in the face and you get in that rev zone, all throttle off, all throttle on. The bike will lift up and stay up at a certain place. You can then use the quick shifter, shift into the next gear. The bike will continue going this way until you let off the power or you run out of, torque to hold you up. Yeah. It is insanity. And the MT-09 has the best lift control I've seen because it can lift you up the highest and just chill you there. And bro, you feel like you are so fucking cool, like you can wheelie so well. It ain't nothing to do with you. It is all the motorcycle, but let me tell you, you feel when you're up there, like, oh my God, your brain is telling you, dude, I'm modulating this throttle perfectly. My balance is great. It's like, and then you get down and you're like, oh wait, no, the bike was doing all that. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna full trust the bike, and it was, God, it's nuts, absolute lunacy. But the thing about how it cuts power, so the Super Duke, for example, a 1390 that I just rode, the way KTM does their lift control, bike comes up, right? With a Super Duke, it's fucking drastic. Bike comes up quickly. Bro, KTM cuts your power so fucking hard, and they literally come in, grab you by the back of the head, and slam you to the ground. You get no power for a second. It is violent. The MT-09, as you guys saw, I'm up here. The bike just does like this. Smoothly comes down, and you just keep on fucking rolling. Nuts. Nuts, Ghost. It's nuts.
Well, I think Yamaha owes you some commission now because Control All Owned said he's sold. He's buying one. So thanks to you,
bro. If you get the MT-09, the brand new one, this one that I just rode, it is such a capable bike. You can. It doesn't. If you're gonna tour on it, you definitely got to get a windscreen, but has cruise control, so you got no problems there. It's got 2 customizable ride modes, so. You know, if you wanted, I mean, I don't know what you would want. If you wanted lift control all the way up, power all the way up, but you wanted your ABS low. That was me congratulating you that you bought a motorcycle, I guess.
Well, hey, before you get into all those details, we'll run through the specs and kind of the new features. Let's kind of shift gears to a quick shifter. Aha! And we'll hit that real quick.
Welcome to the quick shifter. I keep thinking the quick shifter is on my screen, and I always go to it. And then I'm like, it's a new day.
Yeah, I need to find a way to get back into that. But
it's a new dawn. It's a new day. Oh, and I got to shut up. We got a quick shifter to do.
But I will be honest, like not having to do the, all the shenanigans of the quick shifter is a little better now.
Oh, I'm sure it's beautiful.
All right, so just got a couple items because kind of a light news week, but one of them might be interesting that you may have heard about. But first, KTM is finally bringing back a street superbike with the 990 RCR for the 2025 model year.
Huh?
So, I know our boy Goonie was excited about that because he sent me that article.
Interesting. So I love to see this because KTM has such fantastic bikes right now. But the last RC didn't do well. So I'm wondering what is going to be different about this one that makes them think it's going to do well. I hope it does well. KTM bikes look fucking nuts. I love the look right now. So this will be really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And so this next one, maybe the interesting one, which we may have to talk about. So GoPro has filed complaints alleging Insta360 has infringed upon several patents. As of now, Insta360 is not changing any of their operations, and they have no comment on current legal matters. But it kind of is interesting. Is this a reaction to GoPro maybe losing market share because there are some legit competitors? Or is there some legit claims here that, I mean, I guess we'll see, but like...
Do we know what the claims are?
I don't know exactly. I think right now GoPro's kind of just wanting... basically say stop selling your stuff because it's so much like ours. They're not like suing for like money damages, but I mean, and I don't know. I'm not a patent expert, so I don't know like where's the line where you can say it's the same thing versus no, it's different. And
I mean, like here's my thing. One, just not knowing anything coming into this super raw. The initial thought in my head is this is GoPro being like, Mom, they're making the same stuff we are. So that's like off the top of my head. And it does very much give they're really starting to lose that dominant market share that they've had for a very long time. And they're trying to do something.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that reaction, but I mean, I'm not going to immediately jump on that either because again, patent stuff,
Yeah, I don't know shit.
I
I'm
try.
an idiot. So like that.
I
There's
try to
that.
reserve judgment till I actually know, because I mean,
I judge off the bat, and
Yeah.
then I retract my statements later. That's how I do it.
that's how you get popular on YouTube. You just go to one extreme.
Yeah,
and
just make wild statements and then retract them later.
I'll piss off half the people, but I got half the people supporting me. I'm at
Hey
success.
man, you can't make a lot of people happy unless you piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
So this is interesting though, because if Insta360's primary camera that they sell the most is the Insta360X platform, the X3, the X4. It is, at least in my opinion, it is the camera that they're known for. Now,
it's in their name, 360. So
right. So they do have the Ace Pro, and I would grab one, but Pat has both of the ones we have. The Ace Pro is similar in shape to the GoPro, but I mean, every action camera is. So it's like, it can't be the shape. They use a different company for lenses because they use Leica lenses. I don't think GoPro uses anything specific. I just don't know what kind of patent they would be able to infringe upon. But I mean, like we're idiots on patents. Like that's just interesting because Insta360, like up until the Ace Pro, like being 100%, the Ace Pro's been the first action camera that Insta360 put out that I really like consider using. So,
well, in the chat it says a quick Google search. We're going to resource out this to the chat. GoPro patents for the quote novel and proprietary super view, virtual lens, hyper smooth, and horizon leveling technology. So, I mean, I don't know. That seems kind of
like having a wide angle fucking lens. You can't have a wide angle lens. Okay. So hyper smooth. So you can't have. So nobody can have in-camera stabilization? Like, the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, on the surface, that does just seem like, okay, it's like saying I'm suing this other car manufacturer because they're using 4 wheels. But, I mean, maybe there's something with the internals, but...
Yeah, I mean, so my question would then be, the DJI Action 4 can do all the same shit. So why is DJI not getting, and they're another Chinese camera company, why the fuck are they not getting a cease and desist or a legal battle?
Well, again, and the devil's in the details, and it could be like what is like kind of the firmware code or something. Maybe they hacked it and are using that type of same algorithm or whatever. So maybe there are legit claims, but we'll just have to see.
Well, so Frank brought up a point. Action 4 and Insta360 have surpassed GoPro, so they're whining. I thought that too, and I was talking to an industry person. I'll keep them anonymous. They told me, and they're in the industry. They are inside one of these companies. They said GoPro has the vast majority of action camera market share, still, like actively right now. So when they told me that, I was like, how the fuck is that a thing? So this could be a situation where it's only the people like in our space that are realizing that the Action 4 and the Insta360 products are better than GoPros, but maybe the vast majority of people still buy GoPros. Maybe. I don't know fucking why.
Well, and it could be just like, GoPro is still like, the name in action cameras, much like Coke is a soda, but that's a brand name. It's they were there, they are established, and to a casual person, they're probably
GoPro.
A
GoPro is an action camera. Yeah, for sure. A GoPro is the same word as an action camera. So I totally get that. So
I think you're seeing kind of like with a lot of things where you have one big player, and they're so good, and then these others actually close the gap, and they introduce new features or what have you. Great marketing, very aggressive.
Right.
And it's not that they're just like leaps and bounds better, but the way they've grown, there's a perception that they're. But I think it's just the big company is like, hey, we're king of the mountain. There's nothing else we have to do except just let's put out a new hero this year and make one minor change, But I think it'll be a catalyst where what are they out now? Hero 13 or 12? I think the 12. Whatever you got in there. But anyway, by the Hero 14 and 15, we're probably going to see some bigger tech jumps, I would say.
I mean, they have to.
They
Or else
got
they're
to.
just going to drift away.
Or then they'll really lose kind of some of the market share. So
that's a 10. Sorry, they all look the fucking
exactly. But now there is a good thing of that because form factor and the accessories.
12.
But
12 is the
okay,
answer.
12.
No scope.
Right.
Whatever. Nobody cares.
I think we'll see some changes. I think it's a catalyst, but
Instant 360 and DJI in the action camera market are kind of like CF Moto.
Mm-hmm.
You have
nice
this
shirt, by the way.
It's a comfortable shirt. Okay, that's why I wear it. So
you're paid by them.
Fucking, I wish that'd be fucking nice.
Right.
That'd be nice to get some OEM money. So you have these dominant players in the action camera space. There's only one, but OEM motorcycles, dominant players. They make little modifications every year. There's nothing crazy generally. And then you have this other guys that are like, you know what? Fuck that. We're going to get market share. And they get hungry. And then you have these other companies that are like, it takes some time. It takes some time until they lose market share, but then they start losing market share. And that's when they start being like, oh, we really need to step our shit up. And guess who wins? We do. We love it. I don't give a fuck what the companies do, but if they're getting if they feel like they got to start giving us more value, and then they have to do that to stay competitive, bro, it's a win-win for us so hard. Like the consumer, I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
The companies are cool. I just like consumers winning though. I like us winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's going to be a benefit. Anyway, that was a little longer of a quick shifter, but I thought that topic was interesting, especially.
I'm fascinated to see how that goes down.
Yeah. So let's get back to the bike here as we're really on the tail end of the show now, the back third. So there's a list of the new features from Yamaha. So let me run down these and then we'll kind of come back and if you want to hit those about like what stood out to you and things like that.
Yeah.
So according to Yamaha, new for 2024, aggressive new hyper naked styling. Okay, they changed the design. More engaged ergonomics.
Okay.
New 5-inch full color TFT display with updated switch gear.
Okay.
I'm interested in what that word means. New smartphone connectivity, Y-Connect. A new back slip regulator.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fun. New customizable YRC ride modes. Acoustic amplifier grills for enhanced intake sound. New Brembo radial master cylinder.
Yep.
Then of course,
don't forget that third gen quick shifter.
Oh, did they not have that?
It's on here.
Oh, I didn't copy all that stuff. Oh, I was reading it from the other thing. Sorry. Blah, blah.
Third gen quick shifter.
Yeah, there. Third gen quick shifter is more
latest generation tires.
I'm a great producer of this show. Revised suspension and latest generation tires. Maybe that's where they were talking about, specific to the bike. Which sidebar on this item in the chat, a couple people were saying that like typically the versions that come with an OEM bike are not quite as good as the quote aftermarket that you would go and buy.
Oh,
because
interesting.
They're a little bit more budget to fit on just the stock bike.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no idea.
Anyway, new cruise control and turn signal functions.
Yes.
Which I saw something kind of interesting on that I do want to talk about. But
yeah, for sure. So do you want to just go to the top and I'll hit on my own personal take on each of these?
So sure, yeah, the styling first.
So the styling, we show in the video when the first MT-09 came out, it was like that big single front headlight. Second gen had the two side lights. Then we had the last third gen that was the last one, had the up and down main lights. And now we're back to little side lights. The fairings haven't changed a ton. It's just kind of that front piece. Personally, I think this MT-10 or MT-09 looks easily the best of all the MT-09s. I love the look. And I'm totally here for it. I love the LED everywhere. I feel like, it's fucking 2024. We should all just be using LEDs now. There's no reason not to. And yeah, I mean, I think that's it for the styling in general. The cockpit and the bike are very thin. The MT-09, I think, is typically thin, but this one feels thinner even.
So to jump over to maybe a couple questions we had on the community post and in the chat. So Andy Uguni, is the tank still a big bastard?
It doesn't feel big, but from the rider perspective, looking down, the tank has a big flat area at the top, and I think that gives it gives the rider the illusion of it being a bigger tank than it actually is. Because the bike in between your legs feels really tiny. It's just from that, POV view that it seems a little wide.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the more engaged ergonomics, to me, that sounds like it's just a little bit more aggressive and sporty. And
So the rider triangle, where your butt is, where the handlebars are, and where your foot pegs are, that's the rider triangle. The butt area has not changed. The handlebar area is down and forward more, and the foot pegs are back and up, and we're talking millimeter. Like, we're talking tiny amounts of area. It would take you either owning an MT-09 and that's the only bike you ride and really knowing the ride of that, and getting on this new one to really tell a major difference. The only time I could really tell was when on that road I was showing you earlier, like when you're really getting into it, the bike, you as the rider feel a little more comfortable leaned up and getting off the bike. Like with my MT-10, if I'm hustling down a road and I'm really up on the bike and I'm having to lean side to side, I, as a rider, don't feel incredibly comfortable with the position I have to be in. This 2024 MT-09 felt a little more normal for me to be in that position. It does not lose its uprightness, though. I saw a lot of comments in the video we put out, and I mean, it's typical comments, people just being really dramatic about it. And they're like, "Oh, they're making this so they can make it an MTO, or they're doing this so they can make an R9, and now the MT-09 is just an aggressive bike." And I'm like, "What? It is an upright naked, like that has minuscule changes to make it a little more aggressive, and it's not even making it more aggressive. It feels more comfortable when you are in an aggressive position. Well, that's all it is, though.
As they say, more engaged ergonomics."
Yeah, like you feel more comfortable hustling down a road. So like Yanto going to the mountains on his MT-09, if he has stock handlebars and stock rear sets, if he rode in the mountains on this MT-09 and he's really getting on it, it would feel a little more comfortable to him. Like that is the only difference. If he rides in the city like anybody else would, they're not really going to be able to tell a difference in the ergonomics. So, whatever they want to call the ergonomics, whatever.
All right. Moving on, the 5-inch full-color TFT display with updated switchgear.
Okay, so
what's a switchgear?
So the switchgear is the control that you use to control the menu on the.
Oh, was that scroll wheel you always complained about?
Yes. So in the previous generation MT-09, it had the scroll wheel that Yamaha put on literally fucking everything. I complained about it every single press launch I went to. And I hated it. It did not work well. You would select the wrong shit. Every new Yamaha that I've ridden has gotten rid of the scroll wheel, so I'm fucking here for it. They now have a D-pad, like a directional pad, so you can press it in and move it over. It's a little big on the right side, but it works incredibly well. So that's the switch gear. Okay. And the full color TFT screen looks fine. It's got 4 what do they call them? Looks. So you can select between 4 different styles of the screen, which is neat. You can kind of customize it there. The settings, when you go in to change, like if you wanted to change the lift control on the bike, Yamaha finally has on their screen, they'll show you a motorcycle and the color of the front wheel is red. And for the lift control, when you hit it to 1, the arrow is higher than 2, then 3, then 4. So there's no more aggressive, less aggressive, more intervention, less intervention. They actually show you what that setting is changing. Love that. Ducati, I think, was the first company I ever saw do that, and it just makes changing your settings so fucking obvious. Because some companies, the higher the number, the higher the power, which means the less intervention. Other companies, the lower the number, the less intervention, which means the more power. So companies are all over the fucking place. So now that they're using, some of the companies are using images, it makes it way more obvious.
Yeah, I remember having that discussion before, and it was like, just use like low, medium, and high or something. But
yeah, don't use numbers. And if you're going to use numbers, everybody has to use the same number, or else it doesn't fucking mean anything.
Right. Kind of a follow-up question that also from our boy Yanto, who said, is the new 5-inch TFT display actually 5 inches, or is it just like 3-inch viewable and some dead space around the edges?
So I don't know exactly, but there is a lot of dead space around the screen when it's fully on. If you watch the video, you can see like a good chunk of black margin just around the screen. I did see a lot of comments that complained about that.
Are there other indicators built in that? Like a high beam indicator?
I would imagine. I would imagine so. There would have to be, because otherwise, why would they be there? But it honestly, after riding it for a while, that's not really what bothered me. And I don't want to say bothered me, but like in the video, I even mentioned it. Like none of the Japanese companies have good screens. Like if you look at BMW, you look at KTM, you look at Triumph, like you look at Ducati. Oh, fucking look at Ducati. Their screens are designed so well. Like everything's laid out where it needs to. It's got a really like nice UI or user interface. The Japanese companies look like it was made by an accountant. Like, no offense to accountants, but like, it's not like this beautiful thing to look at. Asterisk, this screen is one of the better Yamaha screens that I've seen, but we're still just like, I can't imagine for a company that big, like hire a team of UI designers and make you a screen and just invest that money. I don't know.
But to counter that, not saying you're wrong because it's just personal opinion, but like, is that going to really be like a deal breaker to people? Is like, do you think?
To some people, absolutely not. But for somebody that, like, I enjoy the tech on the bike, I have to look at that screen 100% of the time that I ride the motorcycle.
It's a fair point. Yeah.
I mean, like, you are looking at it constantly. So, like, I feel like we can put a little more energy and resources. Because, like, if you have a design aesthetic for your screen and you really invest in that, you don't have to remake it every time. You just, like, make slight updates. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to see personally. I'm sure a lot of people don't give a fuck. I appreciate when I'm on a Ducati that I'm looking at a cool screen when I look down at it. Or if I'm on a BMW, I fucking love the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just little shit.
There's new smartphone connectivity, which they call the Y Connect. That's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously you can connect your phone to everything these days, so it makes sense to have something like this, but it's also like, is it more of just their own thing that is kind of just, it's still not going to beat Google Maps, and it's still not going to beat, playing Spotify. 100%. Okay.
Yeah. So it's, if you watch my video, when we just start, so you have to have the Street Cross app downloaded. You also have to have, which is a Garmin app, and you also have to have Yamaha's Y Connect app. If you have both of those apps downloaded, you then have to go to the Garmin Street Cross app, and you have to download a 5.5 gigabyte Garmin map of the lower 48 states. And if you have all of that, you can then connect your motorcycle, which it connected. It was a shit show trying to connect them because we all tried to connect our bikes, like 8 riders trying to connect their phones with 8 bikes right there. So when I rolled my bike away from everybody, it wasn't that bad, but it was not a streamlined process.
Oh,
Personally, I would not waste this time. Like, it's cool, but like, and I feel the same way about the CF Moto stuff. The apps are cool. I'm not going to use them. Like, I have no want to do that.
yeah. It's almost like they're kind of putting it in there because they're just like, well, we have to because, like I said, everything connects to everything now. So you got to make it available. But
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing though.
so-
Like, motorcycle dashes are just not big enough to house turn by turn navigation. Like, there's a lot of info on that screen that I want to see. Like, I'm gonna put my fucking phone on a quad lock and I'm gonna have it charging while showing me where to go, and then gonna have my motorcycle screen. It's only on these like big touring bikes, or like the Tracer 9 GT Plus. That bike makes sense for having turn by turn because like the screen's fucking huge. If
the
you are talking,
BMW 1250 RT has a 10-inch screen.
yeah, if you have a giant screen,
So
fucking awesome, do that. But if you have a 5-inch, like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't think I don't think that's the move. You know what I mean? It's a little clusterfucky, if I'm gonna be honest. And if I owned an MT-09, this would never be used, not one time. I don't see myself doing that. I have all my CF Motos have connectivity on the apps. The only time I use that app is to find out how much gas I have. And if I plan on riding my Ibex tomorrow, I'll get on my app and see how much gas I have. That's it. Like, that's the only time I've ever used the app.
Huh.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
All right. A new back slip regulator, which is new to me. It reduces rear wheel lockup under engine braking by controlling the level of torque supplied to the wheel. So
I heard
yeah.
2 guys going into this, and it is so far above my pay grade. I don't know. Like, engine braking, your wheel not slip, it go better. I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell anything crazy different, but I also was not riding the motorcycle to try to see if I could feel a difference with that, because that is something that I would have to ride last year's MT-09 a very specific way and feel for something, and then ride the new MT-09 the same way to feel for that. So realistically, there was no way I could really like speak to that appropriately, so I didn't even fucking worry about it.
Nice. Next up,
That's what I was talking about earlier, though. Like, you get this PDF of like fucking everything that's new, and I've only got one day. You know what I mean? And my video is already 35 minutes long. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to accurately do this. If it's something that people really want to know, they'll ask me a question, and I'll handle it in another video. That's one of those situations.
All right, we may need to blitz through these. So the ride modes, customizable.
Yep.
I mean, it comes with Sport, Street, and Rain, and then 2 other custom ones. So
2 custom modes. Yamaha did a fantastic job here. This is literally what I ask from companies. Give us Rain, give us Sport, give us Street, and then let me have 2 modes I can fuck with. And you can change. It's got IMU. You can change literally fucking everything.
So everyone listening out there, if you want something changed to a Yamaha, tell Chase to tell them, because they changed the scroll wheel and they're adding the exact modes he wanted. So
I bitch enough appropriately to get things changed. And
you're
let's be
such
honest,
a Yamaha simp.
Oh, so now I'm getting paid by Yamaha. God, I must be fucking rolling in cash. CF Moto's paying me, Yamaha's paying me. God, what a great life that would be.
Man.
I know, if only. Now I can get Honda to pay me now.
Hey, there you go.
But yeah, the ride mode's fantastic. You can change everything you'd want to change, and it has the appropriate modes for stuff. It's not, just frivolous bullshit that it's not useful.
Yeah. Acoustic amplifier grills for enhanced intake sound. I mean, this is all for the experience of the bike.
100%. So this is the same stuff we saw on the MT-10. It's little grills that when the air comes in, it makes it sound better literally for the rider. And they look cool. Bike sounded great. I'm totally down for this. I also love that it's Yamaha doing this audible shit, because sound company and everything. So that's really cool.
the old tuning fork logo.
Absolutely.
New Brembo radial master cylinder, so better brakes.
Yeah, well, not necessarily better brakes, but better brake feel at
Well,
the
brake,
lever. And yeah, this is one of those things where I would recommend somebody to, if you're thinking about upgrading your brakes on your motorcycle, I would recommend you to upgrade your master cylinder, which is that front. I don't even know how to describe it for somebody that doesn't know what it is. It's the box that your lever attaches to in the front. I would recommend you update that because you're going to have such a better feel in the brakes. You will be able to feel what's going on a lot better. I love this, especially on a bike that's as aggressive as this is. This kind of fits into that whole ethos of, you being able to comfortably ride at a more upped pace. I love the radial master cylinder on the brake.
Yeah. New third generation quick shifter. So I heard
Yes.
you kind of give that some praise in your video as well.
Yes. So the quick shifter, Yamaha is just iterating on this quick shifter. So when you're talking about quick shifters, you have where you can shift is what changes. Like you have to be going a certain amount of speed, and you can go up, or you have to be a certain amount of RPMs, and you can go down. So what Yamaha's doing with the quick shifter is they're increasing the amount of usable areas in the power band that you can actually use the quick shifter. So at the end of the day, what that means for the rider at the end of the day is the quick shifter is going to be usable in way more areas. This one, Yamaha is getting really a fucking solid quick shifter because it's kind of hard with quick shifters, right? You want to get a good engaging click, but you don't want to upset the motorcycle, but you also want to get a good feel for when you hit it. Yamaha has got such a good spot where it's a decent amount of pressure to give on it. And then when it shifts, it's very tactile. You're shifting, and you get a good response in your foot that you are shifting up and down. And the sound on the bike with the quick shifter is fucking peached out. So I love the quick shifter. Yamaha did a fantastic job with the quick shifter. Absolutely love that. It is a big deal.
Nice. Revised suspension and latest generation tires. We kind of touched on the tires already. So,
Right.
but suspension wise,
Adjustable suspension, so you can make it whatever the fuck you want. And if I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of what I would want out of we'll call it upper middle class bike. Give me adjustable suspension because even if you're an idiot like me and you don't know how to adjust it, at least it gives you the option of taking your bike to a suspension shop and getting your bike adjusted for you. And then your bike is going to, I can remember when we went to ADV Fest, I rode all my iron butt shit with my Ibex, and it did not handle great. When we got the day after my iron butt, Joe Jackson and I fucked around with my suspension because he really geeked out on suspension. He adjusted my suspension, and that bike was literally a different motorcycle. So,
would you say it put a little spring in a step?
Terrible. I would say that just my want is adjustable suspension. You can take it somewhere, get it adjusted, and if you have a bike with adjustable suspension and you have not adjusted it, get it adjusted. It will be night and day. Literally night and day. You will have a whole new motorcycle to ride.
Nice.
Okay.
New cruise control and turn signal functions.
Yeah, so this is part of that cluster on the left side, the new D-pad type style thing. So the new cruise control, it's just different buttons that operate cruise control. It worked really well, very easy. You have the cruise control on-off button and a set and resume toggle. The turn signals are the weird thing. I will bring up a shot that I have of the turn signals because I am not currently a fan. I did talk to a lot of the journalists there, and nobody really seemed to give a fuck other than me. So take that for what you will.
While you're looking for that, going
Yeah,
back to the cruise control, the thing I saw in there, it was like, of course, you can cancel it by hitting the button, you brake, you clutch.
End of the day, here's the problem.
Shift gears. So that tells me you can't keep cruise control while you're shifting. That will cancel the cruise control.
I'm not sure. I didn't test that.
And then the other thing was, or moving the throttle past the fully closed position. So you basically so you can actually like roll it. Okay, the other way. Like I've not experienced that, so I was like, that's
what I like doing with cruise control. I don't like pressing the button. I like having my throttle at neutral position and rotating it forward to cancel cruise control. That is my preferred way to cancel cruise control.
Yeah,
because my hand's already there. It's just a that. Right. Okay, here's a shot. I have my screen showing still, right? Yeah. Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So this is the D-pad for controlling the screen. That's your home and back button. You can see the cruise control here. It's a pretty big button, and then you have this little toggle. The reason I'm showing you this is the turn signals are not like this is kind of what a turn signal used to look like, and it could only rotate left and right. So now there's this kind of weird turn signal toggle where apparently if you half press, it only blinks 3 times. And if you full press, it will continue blinking, and they are self-canceling. So if the bike is in motion, after 15 seconds, the turn signal will automatically turn off. 15 seconds is a really fucking long time. I don't think a lot of people realize how long 15 seconds is when you're riding. Mm-hmm. I tried to test the auto canceling, but I got impatient before it would auto cancel. Like
it annoyed you too much before.
No, like you're riding in a big group, and I don't want somebody to do an action thinking I'm turning. So I kept watching it, and I'm over here like this, like, fucking turn off, bitch. It's gotta have been like 30 minutes at this point. Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I didn't have the patience while riding. I don't really like, so like, turn signals are a feeling. Like, you as a rider, you're riding down the road, you can use your thumb and you can feel what shape most of the buttons are. Right? I'm sure on your bike, you can have your eyes closed. You could sit on your bike and you could be like, yep, that feels like my turn signal. That feels like this feels like that.
Yep.
Now the D-pad is the shape of what a turn signal feels like. And the turn signals are in this kind of weird spot to get to. Throughout the day, I never felt comfortable with the turn signals. I don't like them. But I think that Yamaha went to this style because if they had the regular turn signal thing, you would have 2 very similar buttons on the left controls. I asked Yamaha why they went with this, and their answer was that is what we thought was the best option. Whatever the correct corporate answer was. Not a fan of these turn signals. Nobody else seemed to care about them, so it could just be a me thing. But that's kind of what I was feeling. And this shot, it's hard to tell, but when you're sitting up on the bike, the turn signal is a pretty thick button. I did not know that the hazards were under the turn signal until later in the day when E pointed it out to me. I had no idea these buttons were a thing because I couldn't see them.
When he pointed out that your hazards were on for the whole ride.
Right.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so those are the big highlights of what's new for this year. Obviously, it still has some of the other stuff that was in the previous generation with 6-axis IMU and things like that. And so this bike is coming in at an MSRP of $10,599, which
I think it's a couple of $100 more than last year or something.
Was it right at like $9,999 before?
I'm not sure. I want to say somebody said it was $200 more than last year's model or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't fucking quote me. But honestly, for everything you get in this bike, I honestly think that's a fantastic price. Like it's a Yamaha, so it's going to run great, and the modifications they are making to the MT-09, dude. The first MT-09 was fucking chaos. It was so much power and unadulterated power. You could fucking kill yourself so fast. They have started with that like a block of marble, and they are just chipping away and making this like beautiful masterpiece of a motorcycle. Is it perfect? No. There's some things I don't like, but Jesus Christ, dude, what a fucking bike. Yeah. And so it's not even a bike for me. Like I would rather have my MT-10, but this is a great fucking bike for the person that wants that. Like if you want that thin, incredibly agile, every piece of tech you want. Like, that is your fucking motorcycle. I think people will absolutely fucking love it.
Yeah, actually, the price of last year's model was $9,799. So it's up $800, but for what they put into it, maybe. It's just you kind of hate to see it crest that $10,000 mark.
Yeah,
it's always kind of been that sub 10,000.
That's fair. Honestly, after riding it, if that was the style of bike I wanted, I would do that. Because this is a bike you get. You don't have to get another bike until you're done with that style of riding. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's another bike in the market that touches everything that bike has in that kind of package. So I know anybody that gets that's going to love it.
Speaking of package, Nick Ingalls wants the tip of the week.
Tip of the week. Okay.
So we're going to hit that.
It's my favorite time of the week.
Finally, time for the ghost tip of the week.
Yay! That was great.
Ghost tip of the week. This is sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels over on Instagram, of course. Speaking of tips...
Ghost tip of the week, sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels on Instagram, is when you're going up the stairs, you take a step, kick the other leg up high behind you to keep people from following too close. Just kick people downstairs from the back.
I mean, you don't want people encroaching behind you. Just kick that leg back up every step.
Bro, we have so many stairs at my house. People would be knocked out left and right. Jesus Christ.
They don't need to be following too closely, right?
Hey, it's like a bumper sticker. Don't follow. If you can read this, you're following too close. Or the bumper stickers that say, like, if you can read this, get off my ass or something like that.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
All right, we're a little late, but hey, we made it.
Not too bad. You did well. I mean, you're fresh off the launch, so I mean, you've had a lot of fresh thoughts about it, and we definitely want to
this is the only
on
time
that.
we're gonna have this much info out of me right now. Like, this is the second I get home, it just does this.
Yeah, we'll ask you next week. So, what about that MT-09? The what?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, what'd you say about that suspension? And be like, what suspension? I don't no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Nice. All right, guys. Well, I mean, that kind of hits it. So, Chase, thanks for all that information on the MT-09.
If the video wasn't enough, if the 35-minute YouTube video wasn't enough, have an hour and a half live show.
There you go. That's a lot of good information. So, I guess we'll just we'll see what's coming up in the next couple weeks. We might take a week off and whatever. But I thought, Chase, what do you think? Our next episode, Path to Upgrade. We hadn't done one of those.
Nah, we haven't done those in a minute. Absolutely.
So let's take somebody and force them to buy 3 ridiculously priced bikes.
Yep. Let me just go ahead and finish the episode. You need a Multistrada Pikes Peak, you need a Versus 1000, and you need a Super T.
That's right. Like, well, we'll take 2 weeks off. How about that? No.
Yeah. Just insert this clip next week and be like, live show. It's that. And they're like, all right, done.
That would be pretty good. All right. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. We'll start, I guess, asking for some proposals for who to upgrade.
That's exciting. We haven't done one of those in quite a minute.
But otherwise, gang, thanks for joining us here on Live on Two Wheels. And we'll see you next time, right?
Later, dudes.